Hey, hello, my fellow collectors. How are you doing today? Ooh, I am stoked about this episode. Yeah, I have a lot to show you. So get ready, buckle up. Hey everyone, this is PX Mr. Collector. Welcome to my channel. As you know, I am a collector of all kinds of toys, and today is a perfect example of that. Because, as you can see, just from what's beside me, there's a little bit of everything. And there's a lot to show you. So, ooh, I am so stoked. Yeah, everything from Mcfarlane to Disney, to Damtoys, Neca and ECA, Bandai. Yeah, there's so many good things. So where do we start? All right, so let's start with something small. Right in front of me is a tin toy. Now, I have a collection of vintage tin toys, and I haven't bought a new one in a while. So, I guess I had completed the Rocky collection of my 1/6 scale figures. And I was thinking boxing, and I guess I saw this. I was like, oh, maybe I could make that work with some type of diorama with them. And I get it, and visually, very pleasing. Yeah. Really cool, and I like the fact that there is an African American and a white dude. Love the title of that. The graphics, pretty cool, right? So for display, awesome. Now, this is what gets a little bit disjointed for me. So the key. Now, before I let this go, I want you to know that all it does is make a racket. It is like not a smooth operator. So you ready? Okay, watch. And listen. Wow. So there's that. And there's also the fact that I'm holding it. So when I'm not holding it, this baby's bouncing around. So I was like, wow. So I gotta say that most likely I'm not gonna be playing with him that much. But I thought it was interesting. Yeah, and I like the mechanics of that. It's just a little bit crazy. So yay on that, right? Cool. And then there's the Peanuts collection that keeps on going. Yeah, and one of the ones that is really doing an amazing job is Jim Shore. Yeah, he's really coming up with some really creative, and then some stuff even simple. For example, right, first of all, I always like his packaging, right? But then the figures. Yeah. So on a personal note, my husband's an ice cream lover. So I saw this, I was like, can't pass it up. And when it comes to the Jim Shore collection, I always leave the tag on. Yeah. it's my own thing. It's a way of classifying them. And you know, when I stand it, it's like that. So you don't really see the tag. So for those of you who collect, that's one way of displaying it. And the great thing about the Jim Shore packaging is that the plastic snaps back into place when you put the figure back in. So it's like brand new again. All right, so keep that in mind. Also, on the Peanuts collection, I have a collection of astronauts. And that started way back when with G.I. Joe. Needless to say, that collection has grown, and now there's a whole new Apollo 13 series that's come out, I think, by Star Ace. Wow, I got the first figure. Nice, nice. And I actually had the same figure in my G.I. Joe collection, so it's really cool to see them together. And how one has really aged as far as that white goes. So I saw this and I was like, oh, yeah, I got to keep the astronaut thing going. And it's so great. So here's how it goes. Right? Yeah, and one thing that I got a kick out of this, and I believe there is also a collection of other ones. There's also a Snoopy that's also an astronaut. And one thing I like about this that it is almost like the creativity of kids. So he takes his dome, puts it on his head, and then he takes like a twig of like a plant and puts it on his head for the antenna. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, so really happy with this. This is pretty awesome. Yeah, and this is by Toy. So, all right. You know, it's amazing how far the creativity of some of these figures and collections have gone, and the engineering that goes behind it, right? So I see this next figure that I'm going to show you, and I'm like, oh, how's that working? And I realized how it works, and then I was like, oh, how cool is that? So then I was like, where am I going to display it, right? And what I'm talking about is, and this is Disney, and it's done by Beast Kingdom. Delicious. Floating Winnie the Pooh. It's got some nice weight to it. I guess it's the magnet, right? That's how it keeps them floating. That is so cool. That I was like, where am I going to display this? So I'm actually in my, I'm remodeling my home, and we are building a library. And I also collect children's books, and I have my section of Winnie the Pooh. So I thought this would be great to display on a shelf. I had to figure out the height, make sure this all cool, and as far as that collection goes, this is where that belongs. Right? Yay! I have not unboxed it yet. I'm actually waiting to unbox them when it's time. All right. Okay. So, speaking of Winnie the Pooh, I couldn't resist this guy. Yeah, well, first of all, I love all the characters of Winnie the Pooh. Love them. And now I'm like, oh, did I start something? Because it happened with the Peanuts. And I'm like, oh, is it now happening with Winnie the Pooh? And I'm okay if it does, but I'm also a little bit like, oh, where am I going to put it? Because... Isn't that awesome? Freaking Tigger. Oh, so good. Yeah, I was so happy when I saw this come out. This is by Mastercraft, and of course Disney, and it is a statue that is so freaking happy. Look at that. I mean, how could that not make you happy? Right? That's what I love about the guy. Yeah. So really, really stoked about this. Yeah, I love how the foot goes into the pumpkin. Pumpkin's bouncing around, not being careful. Right? Oh, so good. Look at that. Yeah, and like I said, he does have some weight to him. Yeah, I am so freaking happy. Yeah, I haven't read anything about it yet, but it does have a nice tag on it with the information on it. So really, really awesome. And once again, this also goes into the new library room when it's done. Right? Yeah. Stoked. Oh, okay. So we discussed Winnie the Pooh. We discussed some Peanuts. And I think that naturally I would go to Sesame Street. All right. So I get this. I get this box and I'm like, oh, it's a shame that they, have now gone with all cardboard. You can see the figure, not realizing that there is a window to it, which made it even cooler, right? So started out with Volume 1, featuring the letter C. Right, so this is done by NECA, Neca, Ultimate Action Figure. Sesame Street presents Ernie. And when I open this, yeah, I felt just like you just felt. How cool is that? Yeah, and I gotta tell you what they're doing with resin and stuff. Oh man, this looks freaking amazing. But I love the expression of the letter C. I love the photo. I love the different head sculpts. I love his little rubber ducky. So great, right? His tennis shoes. Right? I gotta do it with the change his head sculpt because I love that smile of his. Yeah. Right? So I really hope that they expand this line. Yeah, and they also came out, Super 7 came out with the big size Big Bird. And I am so tempted. It's just the size of it. I mean, Big Bird as it is, right? So I don't know, yeah, I know where that's going, but I'm not ready yet. So there is Volume 1, and then this Volume 2 Bird. Yeah, and this is featuring the letter A. Oh, so good. Oh, isn't that freaking awesome? Yeah, so good. Yeah, the pigeon, the box, the board, the book. His shoes are freaking awesome. The letter A, that face on it. Yeah, so good. And with this one, I like the one with the mouth closed. He's got kind of like a dumb look on his face. Yay. Right? Great graphics. That is awesome. I like that. That's a great way to display them. Yeah, and I do have some blocks. That is cool. Great idea. Oh, that's such a good idea. I'm stoked about that. Okay. So we got Sesame Street. What about this guy over here? When I saw this, I was so stoked. First of all, because I didn't miss out, that I actually was able to get it, because I missed out a lot. Yeah, my collection is just all over the place. So with that, it's hard to keep up with everything. And next thing I know, when I hear about it, boom, it's gone. So when this happened, I was right on point, and next thing I know, it was here, and I get it, and I'm like, oh, I don't really remember what was all about him, and I thought it was going to be something simple. And I got to tell you, I am from the 80s. The 80s was like huge for me. I was partying, and the television was very specific. And one of the things that was happening was Alf, right? And they covered so much, from the PlayStation to the old television, to the pizza, to the skateboard, to the big telephone, to the Rubik's Cube. Yeah, I mean, there is so freaking much. And then No Problem. Oh, what about that? He's like, another action figure? Gag me. Totally 80s. He's so good. Look at this, his skateboard. Right. Yeah. So happy to do this. And I know, I think there are a few other selections, but I was just happy that this is the one that I got, because it really is so nostalgic. Love that. Alf. Right? And then the graphics are freaking awesome. Let's do lunch. So good. The big ass phone. Right? Here's something that's also nostalgic. Gizmo. Yeah, from the Gremlins. So there's actually this is the Ben Cooper collection, also by Neca. And Gremlins, I thought it was great that they included this. And that is so good. Right? Look at him. I love his t-shirt. Yeah. And yeah, so the collection, I've got to say, of this collection, of the Ben Cooper collection, is pretty sweet. I've already unboxed one for Beetlejuice, and yeah, nice. Then here is, oh, I know, that's so good. Yeah, Stripe. Yeah. So fantastic. I love his trick-or-treat bag. Yeah, I see. They have different bags. One is black, one is orange. Yummy, right? But this guy here, by Trick-or-Treat Studios. I like the way he's in the package, so I'm gonna keep him in the package. I think also the fur is, I want to keep it clean, so I don't want to pull them out. But I gotta say, as you can see, the box is a pretty hefty size. And I have the collection. As a matter of fact, I unboxed him, Daffy. I have 3 others that I haven't even brought up yet that are still in the boxes, and then one that has not arrived yet. So when I unboxed him, I was really, really happy. Now, I've heard other people showcase him, and one thing that they seem to be disappointed with was that not the greatest articulation. But in my case, the fact that I am not pulling him out anyway, I'm okay with that, right? So, is he so freaking adorable, right? My God, how could you not love him? Look at him. Yeah, he's like drunk with food. Yeah, so this is Gremlin to the new batch. Right? Yeah, really, really happy with the way it looks. Right, so let's get him out of the way over here. And then there are a couple of movie figures that I've added to continue with the collection. And one of them happens to be Edward from Eclipse. And this is... well, I gotta say, this is interesting because, oh, here it is. So this is done by Neca and Real Toys. Right? Yeah, that was pretty cool. The graphics are awesome. And how young he looks. Ha! Batman. Yeah, so that collection is growing nicely. And then another one that is also going nicely, and this is one of those figures that I was like, ooh, do I already have them? And I'm not sure that I do. But this is Emperor Shaddam the Fourth, and it's from Dune. And this was played by Christopher Walken, and it's from Mcfarlane Toys. Right? Yeah, and just the fact that it's played by Christopher Walken, that's what makes me feel that I don't have them. Because I think I would have remembered that. Yeah, and when I saw the head sculpt, once I realized who it was, I was like, oh yeah, they did a good job with that. I could totally see him in it. Right? So, for Dune. Cool. So going back to another movie that was very nostalgic in my time, for those youngins, yeah, I'm not sure if there's been another movie since then that created such an impact. I myself was afraid of the ocean for a while, as so many people were. I remember when I saw Psycho, right? I was a little afraid of the shower, right? So that effect, and I'm not really sure, as far as the water goes, if we've had that type of impact as Jaws. Yeah, so I really hope that this collection grows a little bit more. And for example, that they include Christy. Now, why I remember her name, I don't know, because this literally was from the 70s. But she, to me, was the girl that I always loved, which was a very natural girl, very ivory girl. She was that, the all-American California girl, like beautiful, and it's had an impact. So I think it would be great if they do a figure of her. This is Hooper in the shark cage. Yeah, and this head sculpt of Richard Dreyfuss, pretty cool. Right, yeah, and this comes with the scuba gear, flippers, flashlight, knife, spear, shark dart, and interchangeable heads. So that's quite a few accessories, right? And I've done the other two in a prior video of him, as well as, yeah, that guy. Quinn, maybe? Okay. I waited a little bit on this, probably longer than I probably should have risked. But I wasn't ever going to realize that maybe it wasn't for everybody, because not everybody was from the same generation or had the same effect. You know, the movie had the same effect that it did back then to us when we were young. And they came out, Neca also came out with Jaws, The Game of. Yeah. This is freaking awesome, because you could definitely set up the accessories and the shark as part of diorama with the figure. And that is freaking awesome, that you set it up and use it, play with it if you want as the game, or keep it as a display. And I think that is awesome. So it says, if you're against a great white shark, one wrong move and the jaws go snap. Almost like, I guess, a game of operation, right? A little bit. Right. And then here are the accessories. And one thing that I think is funny about this packaging itself is that his fin came through the box. So it's right there. You see that? You see that? Yeah. I know. And I also like the packaging, right? Awesome. Because I think it's cool. You could display this way, or you could display that way. So yay for Jaws. Wow. Okay. I'm like, oh. Do you see what's up here? Let's talk about that. Yeah, I am talking about Beetlejuice. Yeah, that collection exploded. Yeah, Mcfarlane and Neca, they like exploded. At Comic-Con, they showed Dante's Inferno for the first time. I immediately was like, people were griping that it was overpriced, blah, 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 blah. I gotta tell you, I don't care. It is such a unique piece. The fact that it lights up, it's really sturdy, yummylicious. Yeah, yeah. And then it came with a figure that's a little bit different of Beetlejuice, so awesome on that. So I have been getting some amazing Beetlejuice to the point where I had to do a display case. I give him his own little cube. And I'm glad that I did, because I am enjoying the look of that so, so much. And yet, I'm still waiting for the 1/6 scale figure from Hot Toys. I got the one from Sideshow. That's pretty cool. So I can't wait for the other one to compare and have them side by side. Really cool stuff. As well as this that I'm about to show you. some cool shit. Yeah, this right here, I love what Mcfarlane Toys have done with the Movie Maniacs collection. And I like how they incorporate the photo as far as the base for the backdrop. So you know who the character is, and one of my favorite characters are Beetlejuice. That's like one of my favorites, and I'm gonna actually I have two of them here of my favorite, which is fantastic. Is Bob. Bob is so good. It goes so good. Yeah, everything from his shoes to his suit to his little head to his name tag. Oh my God. Oh, look at that yellow. I know, right? That's awesome. Yeah, and these boxes are pretty cool. Yeah, never trust the living. Ha. Listen closely. Hear the dial tone. Don't let it go dead. Ooh, incentives and rewards. Limited edition. Wow. Trouble by the living? Call today. Residential, industrial, commercial. Bioexorcism in progress. That was so good. Right? Yeah. So this is the third one that I have. I have Beetlejuice in the purple. And then I have, what's her name? In the blue gown and the blue tennis shoes, which is pretty a cool look as well. And now I have Bob, right? So then they came out with a 4-pack. The Bioexorcist is here. Right, so the one cool thing about this set is that individually, like you can see Bob back there, and then there's Bob again, right? See, he's identical. He's identical. So are the other two that I have separate. They're all identical, and then I guess the fourth figure is probably the snake. So instead of me showcasing each one individually, I thought that this is a cool way to display the whole collection, keep the other ones in mint condition, and just display this one, where it has all the characters, including the baby. Right? Yeah, so I'm definitely going to be unboxing this today and putting it in this place because I am stoked about that. So the other one that came out, so that's Mcfarlane, and then Neca. Neca. Yummy freaking delicious. This is Ultimate Beetlejuice, the striped suit. The freaking head sculpt on this, awesome. And then it has my other favorite head sculpt. And that's the one that I think I need to pull him out of the box because he's so freaking great, and I think it's awesome. So, right, and then look at that. Yeah. So my second, besides Bob, my second is and the fact that they included that is freaking fantastic. Check it out. Oh, I know, so good. Look at that. Wow. I know. So Beetlejuice. Who would have thought that I would be so excited about it, because it's an amazing collection. As it a holy grail? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe one day I'm gonna be like, oh, right? Oh, this baby's got some weight on it. Oh, Dante's Inferno. Yes, it comes with the special figure. Look at that. Lights up. So it includes the ultimate spike court Beetlejuice. Girls, Inferno Room. Dante's Inferno Room featuring light up sign. Oh, the deluxe set. Right. So good. Oh. Yeah. So fantastic. Nearly 18 inches tall and almost 24 inches wide when fully assembled. So freaking happy that I got this. Yeah, Neca. Thank you. I know. That's so fun. Oh, wow. All right. Now, another one that is also way fun. And I was actually surprised that they did it. And which made it even more exciting. Now, if you've been following my channel at all, you know that I love Damtoys. Love them. The creativity is freaking amazing. They crack me up. But they're about this big, right? And then that's besides the 1/6 scale figure. Those are a different monster horror on its own. But they came out with, oh my God. Damtoys, the Cold Dog. They came out with the Big Ruins Iron Head. Yeah, so as you can see, delivery dropped it, right? Or it got wet, something happened to this corner, right? Not that worried because I'm not gonna display it, the box. The box is cool, right? But not worthy of space. So I'm going to definitely remove it out of the box. And display, I did believe it, there's a brain inside. It also, the base lights up so that when you put the head on it, the eyes light up. So that is pretty cool. He's pretty lightweight actually. I expected it to be metallic, but it's not. But that's all right because I believe that I got this with my reward points. So yay on that. Yeah, pretty cool. Oh, wow. Okay. I told you there was going to be a lot of stuff. Are we almost done? Yeah, actually we are. Ooh. Okay. Bandai Namco. There is this GeForce Storage Dock Sally versus Mogera, Mogera, and it's from SH Monster Arts. I was enamored with the figure. I thought that it was pretty cool. It reminded me of the old in 1970s movies that I used to watch with like Ultraman and stuff like that. And this is what I'm talking about. Oh. Yeah, so this figure is not in English, so I can't tell you what it says. But look at that. right? So I thought with my Ultraman collection, he would look pretty stoked. I know, and like I said, there is not one thing that I can tell you about it as far as height or anything like that, because it is not in English. Yeah, it's all Japanese. And this is from 2024. And it is, oh, that's right, I remember now. This is like a rendition of Godzilla. Like the robotic version of it. Yay! What about that? Look at him. Yummy! Alright. Okay. Mcfarlane. They keep throwing, they keep, right? Keep throwing stuff at us. I love The Flash, and this is Hot Pursuit, but it's The Flash where he's actually Injustice 2, I believe. This is where he's in white. Right, and then there is the collection, and I believe there's a Batman, Green Lantern, Superman, or Bizarro maybe. But, Right, so that's pretty cool. Comes with a base, some card information, yummy. You have it. And then to add to my Superman collection, that it's nice to see more things coming up for Superman, especially now with the new movie coming out. Yay on that. That's fantastic, right? Because there's been a lot of Batman, like a lot. And then when Batman did The Flash, that multiverse, there was all kinds of Batmans coming at us. So my Batman collection, I gotta say, it is full. Yeah, where I'm trying to figure out how to make it work because there's just so many great figures, right? And now the Superman is coming out. I cannot wait. And I hope they do a Lois Lane. I think it's time. Yeah, like a good Lois Lane. So this is Superman. And all it says is DC Direct, but I love the head sculpt on this. And this is Superman 78 from the comic strip. And what I love about this, are the graphics. Yeah, a little bit Margot Kidder there, right? Yeah, but I really like his Christopher Reeve face. Yeah, that's good. And then this Batman. I don't have anything like this, and I love him, and I love the fact that I believe he's African American. Yeah, or he has one hell of a tan. But also love the freaking fact that it comes with a light post. So this whole setup makes me want to pull him out and display him because I don't think that the box does him any justice. Oh. Yeah. I mean, let's face it. He is freaking awesome. Look at that. Oh. So good. Yeah. Woo. Mcfarlane. Right? So I'm like, oh, I'm gonna have such a good time playing. All right, so let me just take a real good look here because it was just so much. And I want to make sure that we don't miss a thing. Finally. From One Piece. We had a friend visiting from California and went to New York City and went to my favorite bookstore that mostly features anime and overseas children's books, right? So love that store, freaking love it. It's two levels. Been there a few times. This I want to turn my friend on to. Is also a big time reader. We go in, there's like a big buzz happening in the store because I'm like, well, of course, because it's a great store. We go to the second level and bam! Freaking anime figures in display cases all over the place. They had like One Piece statues and sculptures that blew me away. The figures, Sandlot, I mean, right? There's so many. And I was like, hook me up. And well, then, you know, I was doing some price comparisons of the stuff that I seen, and they were actually pretty reasonable. Right? They weren't crazy. And I was like, but I don't want to carry it, you know, because I'm in New York City. So next thing I know, I receive it as part of my Christmas gift from my husband. And this is Twin Dragons from One Piece Figure Zero. And Kuzuki Momonosuke. Bandai. My favorite colors, which I think is why my husband also bought this for me, are pink and orange. And when they did this freaking dragon in pink and orange, I was blown away. And when it's well lit, oh, so freaking good. But as you can see, it's not only a hefty box, but it is heavy as heck. Yeah, look at that face, right? Oh, so good. Look at that. And I gotta say that this collection of One Piece is freaking phenomenal. Not only that, but it's also freaking pricey. So the other figure that I wanted to get, or some king or something, was like $264. And I was like, oh, and also too, I was like, well, where am I really going to display it? So for me to spend that type of money and I'd be able to display it, it's like, wow. So for me to display this guy, he either has to go on top of the cabinet where it's solid, or at the bottom of the cabinet where it's solid, because I think he is way too heavy to put on glass. Right? So, but in the meantime, he's going to stay in the box in my studio until I figure out a better way to showcase him, because right now I just want to show him off. Wow. I know. That was, I told you that there was going to be a lot. Yeah. Crazy good, right? So my friends, I hope you enjoyed that. I am like still overwhelmed with all this stuff. So if you enjoyed that, stay tuned for my 1/6 scale figure collection. My new collection. I would say, well, I'm going to tell you right now, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 new figures that I got to show you. Oh, wow. We're going to have a good time. So my friends, take care of yourselves. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. Until next time, take care of yourself. See you.